Hey there, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues, playing as the Maxson chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, and what I imagine is going to end up being the finale of this series, unless the NCR puts up one heck of a fight, or we die really quickly. It could be one of the two, I honestly have no idea. So, we've managed to devour a lot of territory over here. The only remaining threat really is to deal with the NCR. I do want to re-annex the territory in New Mexico that I'm still kind of peeved that I had to release. But there's only one focus remaining down here that's going to give me something kind of useful. Justify war goal time minus 25% plus an event, which hopefully ends up being really, really good. I have no idea. Scurry salvager bots. I don't know what that's going to do. I think I just need to stack up a load of political power at this point. That's kind of the biggest thing that's holding me up. Because while I want to annex these guys, I have one even higher priority. If our goal is to fight against the NCR, and that is to get a ridiculous amount of manpower. Right now our maximum is about 20,000. If we could pick up the outsider initiates and allow for some non-core manpower, not a ton mind you, but at least some, that should translate into at least a couple thousand more manpower, if not several thousand more manpower. And that's the thing that's killing me right now. Because here's the thing about me fighting against the NCR. Technically speaking, I could sit back, let several years pass, and I'll probably be able to beat them. Time is on my side. In other words, the longer I take, the better I do. Because they don't have access to sophisticated tech. I, on the other hand, am an extremely sophisticated person, which means, given time, I'll be able to have such unbelievably good power armor and planes and stuff that I'll be able to just outright obliterate them. What I'm lacking is the manpower. That's the thing. They have numbers. They're gonna have hundreds of divisions, and I do not. So that's the thing. If I fight them right now, I will die. If I wait, I might survive. If I get a lot more manpower, okay, we might be able to give them a run for their money. What's amazing is I'm playing a game where I haven't used any motorized. I generally like motorized in this game a lot. Especially if you can get all the way to, like, let's say the Wasteland cars or the APCs and stuff down here. I mean, these things start becoming unbelievably good. You start moving super duper fast on the wastelands, you run down your enemies, it's great. If you don't have access to power armor, I highly recommend you take a look at vehicles. For now, though, we'll just have to live with this. Let's go for some upgrades to my support equipment. That seems important. Still a little bit ahead of time on the advanced energy weapons. I do want to do that, but for now, let's start rolling out better stats for all my units. Speaking of stats, something I could do that might help me a little bit. One, I wish that I could add on some extra power armor here. If we were to toss on a PA fire team, we don't have enough special forces limit. That's the reason I can't do this. I'd love to get these guys up to 20 combat with. Fun fact about power armor though, even though we are at our special forces cap, on my infantry down here, we can add on some power armor support, and that doesn't cost me any of my my special forces cap, and we at least get a little bit of extra stuff. Some extra defense, some extra breakthrough, some armor value, which is really important, and all of that. Could be pretty darn helpful, so let's go ahead and toss some of that onto my basic infantry. Just try to give them some extra stats to make them a little bit more competitive. But really what I would like to do is probably get these guys up to 20 combat with. Because you better believe the NCR already has done that. So I'm kind of behind the curve there. We will go ahead and start training up some additional infantry, just hoping that the more I throw out there, the more Paladin divisions I'll be able to train up. This is where getting more manpower is huge. Just fielding more manpower means I should be able to put out more of these divisions, I think. Is that still the way that it works even in this mod, that as a percentage of fielded manpower can be special forces? So the more you send out there, the more of them you can have? That's what I'm counting on. I hope that's the case. Let's go ahead and change up the laws here. I mean, we could go to initiates for more like recruitable population and stuff, but actually it's not even a bad idea at some point. Plus, don't we get more special forces cap? No, we do not. We're already at maximum. Never mind. All right. Well, let's go ahead and mess with the outsider initiates. Try to get some non-core manpower. It's going to go from 19.28 up to something. Let's give it a chance to recalculate. It goes up to, still doesn't say. All right, we'll come back to that one. To the future! Andrea opened the door to her command room and took a seat behind her desk. dropping the bundles of reports and sighing as she leans back and enjoys the comfortable chair. Sitting back up after a few moments, she takes a look at the first report. Dan Rivers was making his way through the former territories the Legion had controlled, making contact with the communities there. Putting that sheet aside, she picked up the next one. Outsider was missing again, probably headed north or east to try to find more information about the Midwestern Brotherhood. Not something to worry about. He's made it through everything so far, just like the rest of us, she thinks to herself. The next report is from Proctor Elric, now head scribe Elric. Mostly the latest on the confiscation and stockpiling of technology in the occupied areas. Andrea knows he has his work cut out for him just in Colorado, but the new chapter needs a man of his experience to help deal with anything that might crop up. Smiling to herself, Andrea reflects back on the trials they've all endured to get to this moment. Her leadership had brought them from the brink of destruction to being a major power in the wasteland. There would be more to do, of course, but for now, she was allowed to relax. Is that it? Hold on, is that it? You made me give up all of this land just for that? That's it? No, come on, really? Well, that's a little bit on the disappointing side, but okay. Well, let's start stocking up some manpower and do absolutely nothing else. I mean, we are officially the Colorado chapter. Hold on, that's a pretty cool looking flag. All right, yeah. We are officially the Colorado chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, okay? So we got a really cool looking flag that's integrated with the Brotherhood's logo. That's actually pretty cool. And we're now known as the Colorado chapter. Awesome. If you think my ambitions are limited to just Colorado, you guys are sorely mistaken. By the way, apparently we're getting absolutely nothing out of our non-core population available. Really? Minus 3.363%. Huh. Yeah, it's giving me nothing. Look how high the population, though. The non-core population is something like 3 times, not quite, 3 times what I've got as far as a core. Is it because I've got the no mutants allowed, the petty criminal conscripts, the chems banned and all that? Is that part of what's driving this? Because if so, that was a massive waste of 200 political power, and I'm gonna be kind of peeved because it means that I need to go to Outsider Knights. Oh, once you choose this route, you can't go back. That's interesting. But yeah, resistance target, blah, 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 that would all suck. But I could actually get some value if I go to Outsider Knights for another 150 political power. Lordy, all right, fine. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. We need manpower, dang it. Well, I guess the only thing to do at the moment then is to just go ahead and continue killing some people and unify the rest of Colorado. That means taking out the Ciphers, Ouroboros, and the Realm of Diana. I'm pretty sure we can do that. I do feel a little bit bad about killing the Realm of Diana and Ouroboros, because they're the daughters of whatever you call this who actually helped me, but you're in the way, and if you won't bend the knee, that means you need to die. Ciphers go bye-bye. That was nice and easy. Now we just redeploy to go deal with Ouroboros up over here, who, by the way, I believe is currently in a war against the Dry Blowers and have been for a while. So, we may have to compete for some war score, but technically speaking, if the Dry Blowers take any land in Colorado, I can just claim it and just kill them. So, kind of works for my advantage, actually. Oh, there goes Ouroboros. And that's not the end of it, because Diana's not dead. Weird. All right, let's go ahead and conquer her next. And you know what? Can I justify on you? Oh yeah, I can. 15 days? Ah, that's nothing. Let's go ahead and just justify on the Dry Blowers, since it's nice and cheap right now. Okay, there goes Ouroboros and the Realm of Diana, and anything that I do not take right now is gonna get taken by the Dry Blowers, and we'll just, well, kill them. So who's worried? Just like that. Easy enough. Okay. So, aside from annexing the Hangdog's vassal, that's, I think, all of Colorado done. I don't think I have claims on anyone else. It's not to say that I couldn't still justify on other people, it only takes a few days. The 80s are the next one that are threatening me. They are, however, a member of the Mormon Alliance, and I'd really rather not fight all of this. I can pay tribute off to them if it just keeps them off my back. Get to someone like Far Sun, however. Who the heck are you? Boss Morgul. Yeah, we can just kill you real quick just for the sake of cleaning up some borders. I like that idea. Yep, these guys don't stand the faintest hint of a chance either. This is the great thing about an army of power armor. It's like having an army of tanks that actually has good organization. Literal walking tanks. Like, what are you gonna do? And Far Sun goes down next. Lone Tree, whoever they are, actually get a fair bit of war score, but I'll take a little bit at a time. This should be fine. Well, let's go ahead and try moving on to Outsider Knights. This is going to hurt my stability and war support a lot, and I don't love that. But we should hopefully start getting a little bit of core population. 0.143% now. But that's enough to help bump my total manpower up to almost 30k. Okay, progress. I like what I'm seeing. Something I'm going to try just as an experiment. I'm going to attack the Chained Choir. And we're gonna kill them real quick and take them as a little vassal. We'll have to kill the last patrol as well. I'm also justifying on them, shouldn't take too long. The idea is, if I can't find a way to peacefully ally with the Chained Choir, can I make them into a vassal? Does that count as being an ally? And if so, does that mean that I now have access to all of this fun stuff? Do we actually care about this? Hold on. Manpower, war support... Enforcers, sophisticated exploitation tech. Now that's useful because that lets me get some better farming tech, which as of right now, I can't do. And the extra farming tech means more monthly population, appeal to refugees, and manpower. So actually, yes, if this works, that's worth it. All right, so there they go. I'm going to puppet the Chained Choir. I can't. Why? Because I don't have anywhere near enough points. Okay, well, and that's fine. I'll just have to, liberate them? I can probably do that. Or I can submit this demand and try. Maybe they'll give it eventually. Oh, they did. What do you know? Okay, confirm and exit. That's all I needed. Thank you. We have the Chained Choir. All right. Moment of truth. It does work. Nice. All right, found a way of getting some better farming. And there goes the last patrol, and you know what? On behalf of my little Chained Choir buddy, I would like to give you some stuff. Here you go. Have fun, my little bud. And the game crashed, because of course it did. Okay. Looks like I'm wrong, by the way, that fielding more units does not increase my Special Forces cap, so we're not going to be getting more Paladins than what I've got right now. Which I consider extremely sad and unfortunate, because I would like to have had a lot more, but oh well, c'est la vie, we'll be fine. I'm going to try moving to freedom of speech for our cultural policy. That's going to give me an 8% booster in political power. That's another 0.27 per day, roughly. And since the game seems to be now all about stocking up political power so I can annex people and do other fun things like change my recruitment laws, I guess that's a pretty decent deal. Might as well invest in that early. I've also got my upgraded jet CAS. So this in and of itself is going to turn into a pretty huge advantage over the NCR because I'm going to have access to much better planes than they do. Even more so if I can get to some nuclear-powered aircraft. Now that would be fun. And I went a little ahead of time and I researched the advanced energy weaponry. So I'm going to start getting the better form of infantry equipment. Again, I don't think the NCR has access to this. So all of my infantry are now about to get a small boost. About 30% combat stats boost is what it's looking like over the NCR. Now that could be very significant. And you know what, to make my occupations even easier as we go, we're gonna go ahead and replace my purebreds with cyber doggos. Oh, he looks so mind-controlled and cute. I'm gonna name him Fluffy. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a lot of my manpower boosting up infantry. 16 combat width now. It's reasonably good. Of course, I use up a lot of this manpower, but we're up to a potential 32,000 or so. There's more that's trickling in every day, and in theory, I should be making this better and better as I go. Especially if I start creating some actual cores. That would also be quite nice. Oh, goody. After all this time, I finally get to take my land back. Cool. Yep. At least the borders look a lot better now. So silly. I think I may have found a small flaw in my plan to grow the Chained Choir into a worthy vassal and then getting some tech. Apparently they need to own Painted Rock. Right, and where is Painted Rock? I think that I own that, technically. Yes, I do. It's right here. How dost one giveth this offeth to mine Chained Choir, I wonder? I'm actually not totally positive that I can. I can't exactly give them control of the state. That's a little awkward, given that the Chained Choir starts off, like, over here. That means that whatever I conquer down in this direction So when I took out the raiders down here, I did this wrong apparently. Somehow I was first supposed to be allied to the Chain Choir and then do this. I'm really not sure where that's supposed to come from though, because I never saw an opportunity to ally with them, so I have no idea. So at this point, how do we feel about our chances of fighting the NCR? They're somewhat distracted in a different war, though I don't think that's going to work much to my advantage. We're going to have a pretty wide front line, and that's the thing that probably scares me the most, but we're able to fit at least 2 infantry pretty much on every tile, I think. And what I'm hoping to do is use some... Oh, how'd you guys get over here? Use my power armor to swing wide in a couple different directions, try to catch a bunch in a net, and see if we can just start systematically finishing off chunks of the NCR. If we can do that, hey, that's great. I think there's nothing for it. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I thought I had a claimed state that I could have claimed from you. No, am I wrong on that? Kaiser? No, can't do anything against you either. 75 days is a long time to have to wait. Alright, fine. We'll wait even longer and keep building up my equipment advantage. I do kind of wish there was more for me to do that would be useful with my political power right now. Mostly advisors and stuff have not been very good for me. Best thing I can think to do is once we are fighting against the NCR, they should have a huge strength ratio. We can probably move on to initiates, and that will get me a lot of extra population to recruit from. At that point, my manpower is going to skyrocket, and all I have to do is just start getting a few cores here and there, and then boom. Wait, Somehow my justification canceled, and now it's been replaced with only a 15-day cheap one. Weird. Alrighty, though. And apparently, somebody down Mya, not you, the Republic of the Rio Grande? Why are you trying to justify on the Kaiser's Legion? That doesn't make much sense. Whatever, fine. So fighting against the NCR is going to be unpleasant for a number of different reasons. It's a very large front line where I'm going to have to make it even larger in order to actually take any of these guys out. The terrain doesn't work tremendously well for me. I mean, if I can encircle a few units here and there, that'd be great. If I can push up to the river around New Vegas and just hold on to these valleys, that's at least one choke point. But then what? Swing down all the way here to Phoenix and leave a whole bunch of troops along the rivers? That's kind of what I would have to do. Then once I do that, hold on to these 2 points, right? Hold the river, and then systematically take out everything down to the south. Do that, and I free up troops and then go and push through California proper. There's no way I'm doing all of that in this video, probably. But we can at least find out if I'm strong enough that it can work. Okay, there's our justification. I'm gonna call in my allies this time. I don't see any reason why not to bring in the little vassals. And he's definitely brought at least a handful of troops up to the front line. I'm not gonna say it's a massive amount, but I am hoping that it's weak enough we should be able to punch through all of this without too much effort on the part of my power armor. And if we can encircle all of these guys, life gets a lot easier. But this is a big, ambitious encirclement, and I was just talking about having a very stretched line. So let's be cautious about this. And anyway, since we're at war and these guys are definitely 120% stronger than me, let's just go for that extra manpower. Boom, that'll be nice. And we could also go for, let's say, some cores, but you know what actually would be nice? Let's go for some extra agility and ground attack for all my casts. Yeah, death from above. My air coverage currently is looking pretty good. They've got more fighters than I do, but I'm hoping that the superior fighters are going to go a long way. Not to mention we have a lot of ground missions that should be doing a lot of damage. We could send more fighters. And to be honest, I think that if we're going to have a good chance at this, it's going to come out to dominating the skies. We have thousands of planes. Let's make good use of them. Rise of the Phoenix. What now? The death of the Kaiser. Oh, really? Okay. So now it's Aurelius's Legion instead of Kaiser's Legion. Yeah, that's supposed to happen. That's scripted at some point that the Kaiser dies. Didn't expect to actually get to see it, but there you go. Anyway, that wasn't a huge encirclement, but at least it's something. And we'll just go ahead and collapse on these guys and finish them off. And yeah, my infantry are doing pretty well here. 20 combat with infantry plus lots of support companies equals profit. Okay, and now, as is always the case, we've got to reorganize everything. I'm starting to lose some ground down here in the south. The Green Army is weak, it turns out. Okay, well, let's think about that. Where do we wanna fight next? We could continue marching with the power armor through Flagstaff all the way down to Phoenix. What I think would be better is actually to bring them down here around Aurelius' Legion and encircle all of these units. One big push right here should do the job. The problem is, while I'm doing this, I'm still spread out pretty badly, so every time I rearrange the power armor, we start losing on a few fronts. The NCR has a lot of troops. There's no way around that. They just have an absolute ton to work with. I'm okay with getting the extra attack and defense in the desert. Pretty much everywhere I'm going to be fighting is desert, and that just makes a lot of sense. Alright, this is going to be a really ambitious attack. Let's go for it. If we can take these guys out, that's going to be... I'm going to estimate somewhere around the order of like 50 or 60 units that we can encircle and take out here. Do I have enough numbers to actually do anything with that? Different question, but maybe. We'll see. Almost there. We are spearheading our way through here, leaving a very porous front line, which is always scary, because if they take advantage of that, I'm going to get encircled. But here comes some of the defenses rushing in to fill the gaps. Why are you guys pushing in there? Don't do that. And that's almost a full encirclement. Come on, just a little bit more. You guys can do it. Just a little bit more. And come on. Los Bajios, come on. Oh, for God's sake, you guys are just teasing me at this point. I know you're trickling more units in. I know you are. It's very sad for me. Can you all please just die? There we go. That's a huge encirclement. There's gonna be so many troops in here. All right, the question is now, how do I successfully capitalize on this and push these guys back without losing all of my ground? The red line is gonna be very stretched thin. We're already struggling up over here. I really wish that I had just one more full stack of 26 or 24 units, we'd be okay. What I might do now is repurpose green to get down here and hold this, and have blue just go on kill squad duty for a bit. I think that'll work. Of course, the mere process of transitioning all my troops through here in and of itself is a rather difficult endeavor, and we're losing some ground in a few places. But as long as we don't lose the encirclement, and I can get troops in position, we'll be fine. Man, think of these guys as like an animal that's being backed into a corner. They're gonna fight aggressively here, but even though my general wasn't feeling good about this, the power armor are just too strong. And if we can just get into Nueva Galiena, we'll be able to knock out so much local supply that these guys are just gonna start starving. It's gonna be great. Oh, this is a new one. They jumped ship and ran down the river over here. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean that up in a little bit. That was actually kind of clever. Alright, I was wondering why it looked like there weren't nearly so many troops over here anymore. Here we go, cleared that out. Now we're just gonna have these guys swarm back up over here. There's quite a few more here. You guys left another 20 divisions for me. How nice! It's like fast food or something. It's so convenient. There we go, easy cleanup. Easy cleanup. Oh man, alright. So out of curiosity, what are the casualties looking like so far in this war? I have to imagine they're kind of in my favor. We've lost 4,000 men, and we've killed 52,000. Yeah, those ratios are pretty good. Next thing to do is use the river to my advantage. We're gonna pop over here, and I'm just gonna push all the way down the river, encircling whatever's left, which appears to be a lot. Jeezums. But what this does is by holding the river, I make it a lot easier for green, which is a weak army, to have a good entrenchable position while I go fight elsewhere. So it's the same approximate width that I'm covering, but much more efficiently. That's good. What's this? Oh, I can finally get rid of the hangdogs! Yes, alright. Now we're looking good. That's... what the heck? Ultimately what I wanted to do. Right, you guys decided to go set up over here, huh? Uh-huh, okay, great. Lovely, now I gotta go deal with this mess. Ugh. Alright, we got an upgrade to our power armor once again. The T-51Bs. Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to roll this out, but understandably, this stuff is really, really good, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's about 30% better. Oh my gosh, the NCR sent how many troops over here? That's like another 40 divisions they committed down over here. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Wow, 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 wee wah. That is a lot of dead NCR. Holy crud. Yeah, that didn't go well. That was better than any encirclements I could have done. So how are those casualties looking like? 5K to 84K. Yep, we're being pretty darn efficient, and I got another 6,000 manpower to go. Oh boy, guess what I'm gonna do? Train up a whole nother army to make sure that I can hold on to this advantage. And that, my friends, is another encirclement of about 40 so divisions. Oh man, when I say that power armor is just my favorite, I'm really not kidding. It's so stupidly good. Ooh, I do think they're trying to escape right now, though. I can't allow that. We need to get in here and try to trap some of these guys quick, even if it's not a good fight. Let's get in there and prevent them from going anywhere. I worked hard for these kills, thank you very much. I'm not giving them up. And here comes a whole bunch more of these guys up along the river. It's another 20-something divisions right there. Yikes. Well, I may not be able to completely stop them, but we can at least hold them back long enough for us to finish this cleanup. And then we'll go kill a whole bunch more if they're just gonna keep trickling them after me. Yeah, the AI is trying to be clever, and kudos for what you're doing. It's just not working. And to make matters even worse for them, I've now got access to the nuclear jet fighters and the Winchester plasma gun. Oh, me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Wow, that takes something special. Hold up, composite material. Whoa. I don't know if I have anywhere close to enough composites for that sucker. Right, and, basically no trading partners. Well, I'll still get whatever I can here, and if I need to go back to some of the regular guns, I can. But this at least counts for something. Alternatively, there are quite a few good sources up over here if I want to just build up some infrastructure. That'll work fine. Alright, well at this point I feel like we can probably call the series. I know that people would like to see me just go ahead and do this, but it's gonna take forever. I've played for 2 hours so far just for this one episode, and we're clearly winning. It's now just a matter of systematically taking careful fights, getting huge encirclements, killing them off one by one. Once we get all the way up to this river right here, becomes easy at that point. Then it's easy to just go ahead and maintain one large offensive. It's just getting through all here that's going to be annoying. But overall, I think we performed exceptionally well. We've got 7,000 dead on our side, and we killed 136,000. Oh my god. That's like a 19 to 1 KD ratio. Jeezums. Right, alright. So yeah, I think we did pretty darn well. We proved the power of the Colorado chapter, and honestly, as I roll out more and more of my super powerful equipment, the better power armor and stuff, it's only going to become more and more one-sided from here. Thank you all very much for watching this series of Old World Blues. I hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.